for 351 yards. That was after James. He threw the ball 57 times in the loss against North Carolina. Mike Elko is the first-year head coach for the Blue Devils. His first experience as a head man after being the defensive coordinator at Texas A&M the last few seasons. Mario Cristobal is on the other sideline. He comes from Oregon, where he was the head coach the last 4 years. Duke will receive. Miami won the toss and deferred, and that one through the end zone. So the Blue Devils will start on offense. So we will see Riley Leonard right away as the Blue Devils have the ball to start the game, James.
And right there next to Riley Leonard, the sophomore, is a junior running back coming out, Jordan Waters, who will start this game. See if they can get Jalen Coleman healthy here down the stretch. Didn't play again last week against North Carolina. He's a fast one. They've got 4 really good running backs, Tom, and that's part of the reason why Leonard is the leading rusher, because they split up those carries to the running backs quite a bit.
He still has the football coming to the near side. He's not going to get much. He's taken out near the 25-yard line, and rudely, I might add. No gain.
Yeah, bienvenidos a Miami. Riley Leonard, the big pop there on the sidelines. And that got the whole Cane sideline fired up. They were hopping after that first play. Here's your Toyota impact players on this side of the ball. Jacob Monk and company up front. They have got to be good. They've got to protect. They've got to open up run lanes. Maurice McIntyre is out. Corey Flagg, a little big man in the middle, should have a big day here today.
Toyota impact players brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. That pass is complete. That's beyond the 30. The ball came out. Into the play. It's bouncing around. Scooped up by the Canes and Williams. At the end of the play, the football came out. It was first down yardage, a fumble from Calhoun, and then Williams followed the bouncing ball.
Tom, flashback to last week, opening drive in Blacksburg. What happened? Exactly this. It was a first down and then another first down, and a big hitter was coming. The Hokies were looking pretty good. Ball stripped away. That time it was by Avante Williams, who caused the fumble and recovered it last week to set up Van Dyke and company in excellent position to get out there. Sudden change, and let's see if Mario Cristobal decides to go up top. A Duke defense not expecting to be on the field this early. Offensive coordinator Josh Gaddis with an empty set for Van Dyke.
Canes went on the road last week in Blacksburg and won it 20-14. They hung on. This is Knighton. Knighton up past the 45. Now there's a flag comes out. A flag came out at the end of the play as Knighton was headed towards that.
Holding, offense number 88, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's Riley Johnson, our referee, and that'll negate the play by Knighton.
Well, and that's on Colby Young, who's been fantastic catching the football. And there you see, he's got a hold of, it looked like Chandler Rivers. I was just about to compliment those guys outside on the edge, eating up those bodies of the secondary. It was to be a first down. Instead, it's coming back the other way. And we probably don't need to remind many Miami Hurricane fans that the penalties were a little bit of an issue in that second half. 17 total in that game last week at Virginia Tech. That's way too many.
For 159 yards as well, James. That is Brown. Van Dyke shoveled it to Brown, who we saw in short yardage situations last week taking a direct snap.
Yeah, trying to get who Coach Cristobal calls perhaps the most dynamic runner on this football team the ball, and not just on third and shorts. Twice he said on third down and 1, and he got one and a whole lot more. Just a freshman from Valdosta. He'll take that anytime on first down, a gain of 6.
Second down for Van Dyke over the middle, complete. Brinson. First down yardage down near the 33. Hayward made the tackle, 8 yards on the play. Time for our impact players, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers with Miami on offense, James.
Yeah, welcome back. Will Mallory had to leave the game. Looked like concussion-type symptoms last week after a hit. The player was ejected from Virginia Tech. Glad he's okay and back. He'll be big if they want to get the run game going. Darius Joyner, he's got to keep everybody in front of him. Leading tackler on defense.
Will Mallory's the leading receiver for this team. This is Parrish. who did not play last week. He makes an impact. Stinson has to make the tackle. Miami down in the red zone.
What did Josh Gaddis tell us on the phone call this week? We need running backs to make guys miss. Putting his foot in the ground and getting a whole lot of yardage. An excellent-looking run. Welcome back, Henry Parrish, the transfer from Ole Miss, the best running back on this squad.
So Parrish, an early factor, as the Canes have moved the ball down the field despite that penalty that negated a long play. They are in the red zone, brought to you by CPI Security. They were 4 for 4 in the red zone a week ago at Virginia Tech. Couple of touchdowns, couple of field goals. And again, as James mentioned, they overcame 17 penalties in that game in Blacksburg. That ball is dropped, and on the turf, I didn't hear a whistle, Bates. Spike for the loose ball near the 20. Tyler Van Dyke says Miami has the football. Duke thinks otherwise.
Well, no whistle. I'm not sure that it was a forward pass. Obviously, they'll take a look at it. Can't see it from that angle.
The field was a backwards pass, recovered by Duke.
Well, and it's good of the officials there to let it play out, knowing that they're going to go upstairs and take a look at it. Here we go. That's a forward pass, so it'll stand as incomplete. It should anyway. And it'll be Miami over there in the huddle with offensive coordinator Josh Gaddis and Mario Cristobal as they talk it over, talking about the play to try to get into the end zone for the first time today. Early here in South Florida. We'll be right back.
What is this?
Well, some of the members like to relive their winning celebrations in slow motion. Want to try?
Yeah. Amazing!
New scratch-offs mean new winners. This month's tickets are packed with $130 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits.
Spectrum is America's leading internet provider, delivering gig speeds to more homes coast to coast. Now, Spectrum Internet is even faster, with speeds starting at 300 megabits per second. That means more speed for all of your devices. And with 99.9% network reliability, you can stream, work, or game faster than ever. So no matter what you do online, with starting speeds of 300 megabits, you can do it better with Spectrum Internet.
Attention mothers, did you take Tylenol or other acetaminophen pain-relieving products while pregnant? Recent evidence suggests children whose mothers took Tylenol while pregnant may be more likely to develop autism. Other acetaminophen products at risk include Excedrin, NyQuil, Dayquil, and other store-brand pain relievers. Children with autism have a hard time interacting with others. Those on the spectrum usually begin exhibiting social symptoms by the time they're 8 to 10 months old. Call now for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-608-1425.
Bally Sports South, the network of your favorite teams.
So here is that previous play that is under review. We have a result that it's going to be an incomplete pass, James.
Right. And it's an easy one for him to look at. And it's a shame, too, for Miami. Jalen Knighton, you know, we heard it coming in. Gloria Estefan, you know, the Miami singer, the rhythm is going to get you. And the lack of rhythm will get you as well. Jalen Knighton needs to get into a rhythm so he can start making some of those big plays and be the rooster of old. Drops and a couple fumbles. You know, and now you've got Henry Parrish back in there healthy. Lucius Stanley ran the ball really well against Virginia Tech last week. If you're a Miami Hurricane fan, you want to see all these guys clicking and feeling pretty good. And that drop, costly. Fortunately, they get the ball back, but it could have done a lot of damage and perhaps even a touchdown the way the defenders were locked up out there on the perimeter.
46% on third down of the season for Miami, fourth best in the conference. Van Dyke to the 10. George on the catch.
Good to have George back out there.
Just came up short of the marker, James, so it is 4th and very short for Miami.
You know, this wasn't the case last week, but prior to it, this was the big bugaboo. Red zone, short yardage. Stuffed way too many times. And twice.
Timeout. Duke. First of this half.
Duke wants to talk it over, but twice last week, 3rd and 1 situations. Exact same look before that timeout anyway. Ja'Cory Brown comes into the game, and the offensive line did a good job of opening up things for him. Now, the one thing that you really got to be careful of, Tom, is the more we see Ja'Cory Brown go into the football game and run it on 3rd and short, 4th and short, that sets up for a play action or a fake quarterback run, and there's going to be a guy wide open in the end zone. You have got to be on guard covering those receivers, and a very tough guy to cover when he runs the football. Here's our keys to the game. Duke Dexter, methodical, surgical. You remember Dexter, the Showtime series? And Miami Vice, they got to clean things up like Crockett and Tubbs. Can't have all those penalties and errors. And look at this.
They only needed about a yard, maybe less, and that was Brown who slammed into the line. Jamie and Franklin able to stuff that Miami movement on that line. It is enough, though. 1st and goal. Wow. Didn't look like it initially, but Brown stayed with the play. Miami had been 8 of 16 on 4th down for the season.
Gosh, I want to take a look at that one.
First down is under further review.
Yeah. It's still going to be close, but
Did you see,
I mean, it was
can
just...
you read lips, Bates? What did Elko just say? Not even close. We'll see if he's right. Let's take a timeout. From Miami Gardens, there is no score with the Canes threatening.
I'm Ted Budd, and I approve this message.
A serial child rapist set free. Where he's going, nobody knows, because Sherry Beasley struck down a bipartisan law requiring GPS tracking for child predators. A monster who raped a 7-year-old boy in front of his little brother and impregnated a 15-year-old girl. Now, he could be watching your kids. Who's to blame? Sherry Beasley. Liberal decisions, dangerous consequences.
Welcome to the tribe. The Texas Pete tried and true. We're bonded together, one beloved dash at a time, with just the right amount of heat, never overpowering, and always ready to proclaim to those seeking sauce nirvana. So, add some flavor to the world and give them some Pete. Texas Pete. Sauce like you mean it.
Works Nitro. Professional-grade battery technology engineered to give you the power to outperform. High-capacity batteries that let you do more with every charge, all with the portability and ease of the PowerShare platform. Unlock the full potential of gas-like power to get your job done better and faster than ever before. With Works, you can do more with every charge. Ready to level up your tool game? Check out the full lineup of outdoor power equipment and power tools today, only at Works.
Say that something's impossible. I see that as a challenge.
ACC football is brought to you by Georgia Drive Chevy, Z-Max Micro Lubricant, extend engine life, increase fuel mileage, available at Walmart, and Green Machine, available exclusively online at HomeDepot.com.
What a view from field level here at Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Canes. And that last play was reviewed and upheld. And so 1st and goal for Miami.
Yeah, that was a bit of a break for Miami there. It wasn't any shot that you could really tell or you could definitively overturn it, but not nearly as close as this looks right here. Stuffed at the line, but still, it's a first down and goal Hurricanes. It's all that matters now.
Van Dyke to the end zone, knocked down, incomplete. Colby Young trying to get his hands around it. Chandler Rivers preventing that from happening. Second and goal, Miami.
Nice job by Rivers, the freshman from Beaumont, Texas. Coming right across with that front arm and knowing they're going to be looking the direction. Big Colby Young, a couple outstanding catches, one-handed catches in last week's win over Virginia Tech.
One for a TD. TVD, touch, and into the end zone. He just floated it into the waiting arms of Colby Young. And number 9 and number 88 combine again for the U.
It all starts up front, Tom. Nobody anywhere near Van Dyke. He had all the time in the world to just let Colby Young work his way across the back of that end zone. Nice little lob pitching catch.
Let me have it, Dennis.
7 points off of that first big turnover by Duke.
Colby Young, who had 9 catches for 110 yards a week ago, both career highs in his first start, gets this pass from Tyler Van Dyke, and the Canes lead it 7-0.
Just outside of a town called Basic is Basic Lake, where families gather together for some basic fun. And if you have the 2022 Nissan Rogue, with a VC turbo engine and 5 drive modes, you can climb above Basic and find a trail where no one else goes. The 2022 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Get 1.9% for 36 months on Rogue, or shop our inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles.
Are you applying to college?
Do I need to? Technology's the future.
How about you?
For what? Influencers get paid.
For what? To help take the skills you have now and make them even better. Education at one of North Carolina's colleges or universities can help you take those skills to the next level. Get all the tools you need to plan, apply, and pay for college at cfnc.org.
Miami, UVA, Saturday on Bally Sports South.
10th TD pass of the season for Tyler Van Dyke. And he found Colby Young. They combined for a TD a week ago. This one was a lot easier than the one-handed grab at the back of the end zone, James.
Yeah, Young up top as they man up. It looks like some miscommunication, and that's just way too easy. After the 2 one-handed catches, 2 out of the 9 catches that Young had last week against Virginia Tech, as the transfer from Lackawanna College just continues. Heck, he's going to have to change his last name. He's going to be Colby Old because he's playing like a vet.
Do you know the nickname of Lackawanna College, Bates?
No. I think Wiley told me.
We'll save it for later. We'll save it. By the way, you talked about being in rhythm. Tyler Van Dyke, prior to the start of today's game, his last 2 games, he's 69% throwing, 838 yards, 5 TDs, and now he adds another touchdown, his 10th of the season through the air, to Colby Young.
I don't know what it is. I should know, but I do know if it were up to me, they would be the Lackawanna Iguanas, and that would sell a lot of shirts. It's not very tropical up there. Be more fitting for a Miami type of school, but the Lackawanna Iguanas would be fun.
Think feathers and wings. I'll leave it at that. Barrigalis to kick it away.
Iguanas don't have wings.
Just a perfect day for college football and Miami, which, let's be honest, James, they got a generous spot on that 4th down run by Ja'Cory Brown, but good teams cash in those breaks, and that's what they did.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just such a quick spot. They put that ball down, and I couldn't believe that's why I yelped while we were sitting here watching it. That, you know, thinking, oh my goodness, Duke just stood them up on 4th down. So they don't want to make it that interesting, that's for sure. When you're going for it on 4th down, they've had too many of those that have been an adventure. But it's 7-0, and here comes Riley Leonard and Duke with a chance to try to answer.
Jordan Waters is the back to his left. A capable stable of running backs for this Duke team. Sometimes that includes the quarterback, Riley Leonard, who kept it in this instance with 10:20 and rolling in the first quarter. After the 10-play drive by Miami to open up the scoring, 82 degrees, bright sunshine, Miami Gardens, just north of the city of Miami, our host for the weekend. Where else would you rather be? James Bates. Leonard, pressured, got away, complete 25-yard line. Committee tackle of Eli Pankol by the Canes. Now they say they pried it loose. They've already done it once in the game. All the coaches on the near sideline are pointing towards the end zone to the left. Officials keep the ball with the Blue Devils.
Miami fans, don't get excited because of a fumble recovery here, because you won't get it, but get excited because of all these bodies with these green shirts in that picture. Look at them swarm. Look at the job that Tyreek Stevenson does to set that edge. That's physical Miami defense. Kevin Steele, Charlie Strong and company coaching them up. Let's see what they got for them on third down now.
Leonard extending the play. Circles, wanted to throw. Could not get to the line to gain it. Was the 35 of Duke. Taken down by Takuri Couch. 3 yards short of the marker, fourth down.
Again, another good job outside, great in space. This secondary and the linebacking crew for the Hurricanes off of the field on third down. Success on first down for Duke has been one of the big reasons that they've been successful on third down. But Miami not letting them get anything going early in the drive either.
Wilson punts. George is the deep man. Steps to it at the 26-yard line and makes a successful fair catch. While we have a second, let's get a message from Works Nitro.
Meet Works Nitro. Powerful tools for any project with gas-like power without the gas. Fueled by PowerShare batteries to give you the power to outperform.
So the last time the Canes had the football, they went 10 plays, 46 yards, got it in the end zone to Young. And by the way, that was a wardrobe change. We're keeping an eye on that. Jacoby George is wearing 39, and then when they go on offense in earnest, he wears 15. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. Hopefully it doesn't change further. Did a quick change, ready to go. Van Dyke just got it away. It's on the money at the 45-yard line to Colby Young.
Hard play action fake, selling it hard, and then nice protection. It came late, 20-yard pickup, and guess who? Colby Young. Nice big target already with the touchdown. 6'5", 215 pounds. Not a lot of transfers coming in, but a couple great ones late for Coach Cristobal and company.
Smith into Duke territory, hit by Jalen Stinson. That was Keyshawn Smith. There is a penalty marker.
This is going to be on the defense, and it's going to be a low hit. I think it's Darius Joyner trying to take on the lead blocker.
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist on the defense. 15-yard penalty will be added on to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Outside the tackle box, the offense can't block below the waist. The defense can't either, and there it is. You know, you feel for a guy who gives up a whole lot of weight, a whole lot of body trying to take on those blockers and help his defense to turn that ball back in. But you got to just take it on chest to chest, face mask to face mask. You used to be able to cut them down, but you can't do that anymore. Trying to protect not only the heads of these players, the legs as well, and that's the rule right there. So a tough penalty for Duke. A nice pickup for the Canes.
Brown is in for Van Dyke. Fakes the handoff. It's a minimal gain in the vicinity of the 30-yard line of Duke. Darius Joyner over there to make the stop. Ja'Cory Brown, the freshman from Valdosta, Georgia. You'll see him in the lineup every so often. Got about 2 on the play.
Mario Cristobal talked about it on the call this week. He said, you know, we've got to make that decision. Are we going to burn his redshirt year by just running him on a couple 3rd and 1s? Well, I think we're seeing that decision play out right in front of us, maybe right here. They're incorporating him a lot here in this first quarter today. Van Dyke back in now, though.
Looking to throw to the left all the way. That was deflected away. Great anticipation. Colby Young was the receiver. Chandler Rivers broke on the football and knocked it away.
Yeah, Rivers almost tips it to himself. Nice feel. Young motoring down those feet, and look at him. Has that back arm there in case he does catch it. He can still drop him. But that's pass breakup number 2 for the freshman Chandler Rivers. It's a big 3rd down here, Tom.
Yeah. Rivers with the play there against Colby Young, who is a popular target. Caught 9 passes a week ago. Van Dyke threw for 351 yards in the win in Blacksburg. That is over the middle, complete. That's Jaleel Skinner, the freshman from Greer, South Carolina. That is just short of the marker. They got 8 on the play. So here we go again, James, with 4th and short.
Van Dyke still in the game. No Ja'Cory Brown on this one.
I mean, this is only about a half a yard, perhaps. Last time down the field in this situation, they converted with Ja'Cory Brown in the game. Tyler Van Dyke, tight set. They try to go up the middle. Second effort from Lucius Stanley. And again, it's debatable.
I think he got this one. This yard was a little bit shorter than the last yard. And Stanley with that second effort. Again, the initial pop, pad level, down low for the Duke defensive line. They seem to get underneath those pads. I think
I mean, we put you right in the trenches for that replay. Here's another look at it. He doesn't have it on the first burst.
You know, here comes the chain gang. And all the advances in college football.
Don't get me started.
Here we go. Here
Bates,
comes lasers.
do not get me started on this.
Lasers would be good here at Hard Rock Stadium.
This, I'm telling you, Bates.
Watch
out.
Look at that.
By a chain link?
Wow.
Are you kidding?
Wow.
I mean, these are 2 of the more incredible 4th down plays we've seen all season, as far as the spot is concerned. Now, wait, they're still looking at it. Now, they've signaled that it's Duke football.
And I'm glad this is Hard Rock Stadium and not Hard Rock Casino, because I would be down a couple $100 if I had to bet on. If the first one was a first down, I would have said no. And if this one was, I would have said absolutely yes, double down.
Bates.
And I would have lost the house. You would have had to drive me back.
Split your aces and 8s, and that's all I'm going to tell you, okay? That's our referee, Riley Johnson.
Miami is challenging the ruling on the field of the runner was short of the line to gain. The previous play is under further review.
Well, here's the problem with that. When it's all, there's really nothing definitive when you look at these replays that we looked at last time. It looked like on the replay when we went to break on the first one, they came back and said the ruling stands. Remember, the call on the field right now is it's a stop by a chain link and it's Duke football. So for them to flip it, it's really going to be tough from the angles that they're given, which are going to be the exact same angles that they had the first time around just moments ago.
You must have indisputable video evidence to overturn the call, which on the field is a stop by the Duke defense on 4th down. This doesn't happen very often. But, James, I totally agree with you on both of these 4th down plays, and they both went the opposite direction, at least for now, because the play is under review.
Stands. First down, Duke.
I mean, how can you determine you need indisputable video evidence, which evidently was not present in the replays they looked at?
You know, and at the end of that Virginia Tech game in the 4th quarter, there were a couple times where I thought, my goodness, how can they not run the football right here? This is, they can run out the clock, and they throw it around, incomplete pass, and it stopped the clock. Virginia Tech trying to get back into the football game. But that shows you why there's some of the injuries up front. They don't feel as comfortable and as powerful running the football right now.
Leonard's pass behind his intended receiver, Samir Hagans. We saw Hagans run a punt back in our game at Georgia Tech when Duke almost came back and won that game and lost in overtime to Georgia Tech a couple of weeks ago.
Again, a first down that is not successful for Duke, setting up a second down and long, not where they want to be.
Over the middle, high percentage play. That should be. Now, I say this with all due respect, that should be first down yardage. And based on the spot, it is. 35-yard line, 12 yards. That's a Calhoun.
Nice quick throw. Calhoun hanging on to it. And James Williams, who had the strip and fumble recovery to start this game, was all over him trying to rip it out and to get turnover number 2. But it's first down, Blue Devils.
Calhoun had a touchdown reception, the loss against North Carolina at home a week ago. To the ground, Jaquez Moore, the sophomore from Live Oak, Florida. Again, those temperatures today in the mid-80s as we play on a spectacular afternoon for college football in the ACC. So glad you're with us. Look at those blue skies here at Hard Rock Stadium. Tom Wormy, James Bates, Wiley Ballard on the sidelines, and our outstanding ACC college football production crew with you from Miami Gardens. They'll flip it out on the edge more. He's got plenty. He's into Miami territory at about the 47-yard line. First down, Duke.
Nice job coming back home to the Sunshine State. Former Swanee Bulldog, Jaquez Moore. Jaquez Moore, Terry Moore. Been pretty good. Terry Moore in there right now. Terry had some nice runs, a freshman from Washington, North Carolina, in that North Carolina game. Nice little drive they're putting together here as we near 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
Leonard got it away with some hands in his face. That one deflected away. Jordan Moore was the intended receiver. It was Stevenson defensively for the Canes.
The quarterback away from this shot is being effective. Kevin Steele told us that quarterback, I want him to feel like he's going to get hit every time. Well, he was hit that time. It was on the money, though. Tyreek Stevenson was money as well to break it up and force another 2nd and 10.
Kevin Steele, longtime defensive coordinator at the collegiate and professional ranks. That's the Miami side of the 50. Terry Moore got 3 or 4 on the run. Third down from the Miami 49 for Mike Elko and his Duke offense.
Miami with a little bit of a hockey line change, sending some fresh bodies in there. One luxury they have down here in South Florida. A lot of good guys in both the first and second teams.
Call it 3rd and 6 for Riley Leonard. Locked on the target. And that was right near the marker. Flag came out, complete to Calhoun. Couch had the tackle.
Holding. Offense. Number 77. 2-yard penalty. 3rd down.
You see the left side of your screen, and defender trying to get around Justin Pickett. Goes down to the ground, and Pickett kind of throwing him down in the process. And so what looked to be like a fresh set of downs, instead is a 3rd down and long.
Incomplete, 4th down.
Look in the direction of Hagens. Canes will take that all day. Look, even if he does catch it, look at the vice angles. 2 defensive backs breaking on that football. Would have been a gain of just a couple. Riley Leonard had to fire that one in a hurry. Kevin Steele can check off one thing that he told us on the call that they have to do. He wants that quarterback to feel the pressure every time, and he's been feeling it quite a bit in this game.
Good looking punt from Wilson. Bounces near the 20. They're going to mark it out right at about the 20 for Miami. While we have a sec, a message from Wrangler.
It's in all of us. The courage to go all in. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
First-year head coach for the Canes, Mario Cristobal, was a former Miami assistant. Last 4 years as the head coach at Oregon. 38 wins, the most of any Pac-12 team, but the hometown was calling him back.
He came from the trees back to the Keys.
Assistant on the Alabama team that won the national championship in 2015 as well, Mario Cristobal. Henry Parrish Jr. on the run, Aeneas Peebles on the tackle.
There's Joyner, player to watch here today, leading tackler on this team with 57 coming in. And he needs a whole lot of those tackles, and he'd like for them to be up near that line of scrimmage just like that one, not way down the field.
Right at the 30 at the first down marker to Colby Young. Joshua Pickett was defending. The hands of Colby Young, James, exceptional. Or maybe just hand sometimes.
Yeah, couple great one-handed catches last week. And you get a sense here that the most important thing for this Duke defense is don't give up that big play. They're letting them break these routes off in front of them, letting them kind of chip away down the field. You know, you hope to get a 4th down stop or a turnover even.
That is caught. First down. Colby Young in stride, and the markers are going to move. Inside of 145 and rolling here in the first quarter. 14 yards. TBD to see why.
Just a couple weeks ago, Colby Young was still doing those young pup scrimmages that they have on Fridays. The backups, the first-year guys trying to get him some reps, just trying to get him comfortable. He was a late comer from Lackawanna when he transferred.
Henry Parrish puts the shoulder down and barrels his way to the 46-yard line. Tony Davis got in the way of Parrish, who did not play last week, a little bit banged up. Comes into the game as the leading rusher for Miami this season, and he got 10 yards on the play.
It's huge to get 21 back and get a little bit of balance back into this offense. You better believe that a guy like Mario Cristobal and Josh Gaddis, they want to run the football. Yeah, they've got a great one to throw it around and some receivers that are getting healthy, guys that are growing up, but you got to have that run game, and 21 is the best to give it to them.
Miami just 10th in the conference in rushing average at 144 yards a game. Sticking with the ground game here to Parrish. Franklin on the tackle. 6 yards on the play.
Just like Cristobal, Parrish, a Columbus Explorer in high school. Columbus High School undefeated until last night. Miami Central got him, the defending state champs. Looked like it was a pretty good football game. 42-35, the Rockets prevailing at Traz Powell down here in South Florida.
Second down for Miami. Little safety valve. The Knight, and the ball came out. Scooped up. That's Shaka Hayward. Tackled near the 22. It was Knighton who made the catch. Could not hang on to it. Duke separates. The ball from Knighton on the play.
And this is why you make them work their way down the field. Dwayne Carter, look at that. It's going to be a tackle for a loss, rips that football away, and then Shaka Hayward a scoop and trying to take it to the promised land. Nice hustle play by Rooster, Jalen Knighton. Good job by him not to just hang his head, feel bad for himself, but to go make something happen and to make the defense come out and force Duke to drive it down and score points. But a fantastic job by the Duke Blue Devil defense Rob Smith, the defensive coordinator, they've done a lot of that this year, and they haven't done a lot of turning it over like we already saw early in this game from this offense. Let's see if they can get some points off the turnover.
They'll run it with Waters. Just inside the 15. The fumble recovery, the 11th of the season for Duke. Best in the nation. They've got the football as we end the first quarter. Tyler Van Dyke.
Finding the very first drive of Riley Leonard and company. And to start this second quarter, Riley Leonard and the Blue Devils knocking at the door already into the red zone. Just one penalty in that first quarter for Miami. So they got to be happy with that. A little bit better than that fourth quarter in Blacksburg last weekend.
Leonard keeps it inside the 10. Mesidor on the tackle. 6 yards for Riley Leonard. And that'll set up first and goal for this Duke team that went 3 of 5 in the red zone a week ago in the loss against North Carolina. 3 touchdowns for the Blue Devils in that heartbreaking 38-35 loss. North Carolina scored with 16 seconds left in the game for the victory bell for the Tar Heels. Overloaded left side, Duke. Waters nowhere to go. Swallowed up by the Canes D.
Akeem Mesidor, he lived in the backfield up in Blacksburg, Virginia last week. Look at him, keeping his shoulders square, work down that line as it caves down, and he just makes up his mind he's going to go make that play. And if you hesitate, it's too late. Look at him. One of the best rush ends in the nation, and he's been putting on a show for us the last couple weekends. He's fun to watch.
3.5 sacks a week ago in Blacksburg against the Hokies. Duke, they are 4th in the conference overall in red zone offense. Looking for the end zone. One-handed grab attempt, and the ball bounced away. How about that attempt by Jordan Moore going up with the right hand against Corey Couch.
Moore, the former quarterback, even through two-a-days, still in that quarterback competition. Wanted to contribute, almost contributed in a huge way in this game. Fantastic effort. Very good coverage by Corey Couch. The outside backer right there to get involved and rip it away. I think he comes down with it, if not for Couch, making sure to rake through. A big third down now.
Fantastic replay of that previous play in the back of the end zone. Now third down for Duke. Leonard exits the pocket, right up the middle, spins his way to the goal line, and he is in for the touchdown. Determination and guts for 9 yards from Riley Leonard for Duke.
Just slithery back there. This one looks like it is a designed quarterback run. Most of the runs that we've seen out of Riley Leonard this year have been improv. That one, an excellent play call by offensive coordinator Kevin Johns, putting it in the right guy's hands.
Freshman Todd Polino with the extra point, seeing his first action of the season with Charlie Ham unavailable.
Riley! Auto parts or quarterback. How's that? Into the paint. We're tied at 7. We've got a good one here in Miami Gardens.
Finding the Honda you really want just got easier. With a longer limited warranty, so long. Downloadable inspection reports, so you see what we see. Downloadable. And complimentary oil changes within the first year. That's what I'm talking about. You've never been more at peace than with Honda Certified Pre-Owned.
So, I thought you guys were built for business. This network solution doesn't feel like it works for mine.
That's accurate. Yeah. Accurate. You're just gonna have to accept it.
Yeah, accept it.
We get it.
That's what I said.
At Spectrum Enterprise, we design solutions around your needs for success on your terms. Because we believe technology only works if it works for you. So go ahead. Be unreasonable.
Skillful technicians and salespeople are in great demand. Earn up to over $100,000 plus benefits with companies awarded Best Companies to Work For. Rest easy knowing you have job security as the U.S. runs on 4 wheels. Step forward as the next generation of service technicians, sales, and other important careers in the automotive industry. Search job postings by making our automotive network your network. Visit NorthCarolinaAutomotiveJobs.com to explore job opportunities within reach.
Bally Sports South, the network of your favorite teams.
We're tied at 7 early in the second quarter thanks to Riley Leonard's physical touchdown run. And that's something you'd expect from Riley Leonard, given his dad was a basketball player at the Citadel. And you take a look at the team photo from that 93-94 season. Oddly enough, his father, Chad, wearing number 13, just like Riley, actually faced the Duke Blue Devils that year in Cameron Indoor Stadium. And Chad, his father, standing just 6'1", he had to guard Grant Hill, who was standing 6'8". I asked Riley if his dad ever tells him stories about that game. He says, well, he always told me he shut Grant Hill down. Well, guys, I checked the box score. 15 points for Grant Hill that day, but it was below his season average. And Riley said his dad's strategy was, well, I knew I couldn't guard him face-to-face, so I just tried to stick my hand between his eyes so he couldn't see the basket. Either way, Riley Leonard up for a challenge today.
Absolutely. I guess that is kind of shutting him down. That's all how you look at it, right?
Jackson Hubbard kicking this away. Again, Charlie Ham unavailable, the veteran kicker for Duke. Keyshawn Smith. Stutter step at the 21.
Ball out.
Is it? Duke is saying it has the football. The officials unravel the pile and award it to the Blue Devils. Good eyes, Bates.
Fumble recovered by Duke. First down.
They do a good job of bottling him up, getting down there, wrapping up, and then the second guy in. Cameron Bergeron, the backup defensive back, just rips it away. Both of these teams have gone after the football here in this game, and this is the third fumble now already. And fortunately for the Duke Blue Devil fans out there, 2 of them have gone the way of the guys from Durham. And right back at it, Riley Leonard in the offense, an outstanding field position again.
And all of our points in the game so far have come off of turnovers. Plenty of room to run for more. Inside the 5, Jacquez Moore for Duke. Corey Flagg Jr. on the tackle. First and goal, Blue Devils.
Great job on the edge. You see him get Messidor there as he's trying to crash down, and then a good job on the perimeter blocking as well. And Jacquez Moore, excellent job of seeing and cutting off of that block. First down and goal, trying to take the lead here, the Blue Devils in the second quarter.
Second fumble recovery of the day on that return by Miami. Leonard the play fake. The pass is incomplete at the 5. Nicky Dalmolin, tight end, couldn't handle it. This game really turning around. Miami scored first on a Tyler Van Dyke touchdown pass to Colby Young. Miami got the ball back. Duke stopped them on 4th down. Duke's created a couple of fumbles. They cashed in the last one. Scored the touchdown on the Riley Leonard run at the beginning of this quarter. Jacquez Moore the back to the left of Leonard. Football at the 4-yard line of Miami. Tied at 7. Leonard dancing. Trying to do it again with his feet. Roadblock at the 5. And he's wrapped up and driven backwards. Tyreek Stevenson in on the play. Keontra Smith.
Smith is going to do a good job coming from his linebacker spot. Nice angle. Inside out leverage. Nowhere to go back inside. Leonard tried to cut it back inside. Smith's waiting on him. And then here comes the rest of the posse on that Miami defense, swarming the football and banging up Riley Leonard. They put some shots on the young man here early in this football game. Another big 3rd down and goal. They got 6 the last time in this situation.
From the 5-yard line for Duke. That's Waters on the move. Leonard fakes the pass. He takes off, trying to get to the end zone. He reached out at the very end and scores for Duke. As he was going down, lunging forward, reaching out, second rushing TD, Riley Leonard.
Just the effort as he crossed the goal line last time on another design quarterback run. This one obviously as well. Presence of mind to stretch that football. It will stand. No need to even review it. An excellent job by Leonard. Put it across the plane and put the Blue Devils up on top. Just a gritty performance here early in this one by a guy he's taken quite a few shots already.
Extra point, Polino. Riley Leonard reaching out at the last second for the score for Duke.
Yeah, the little pump fake. He looks like he's going to throw it, but set up to come out the back door. Good job on the perimeter. Kane's unable to stop him before he crosses the plane.
Trick or treat! Kit Kat Reese's!
Wow, great costume. Looks like you deserve both.
See ya, boys.
Works Nitro. Professional-grade battery technology engineered to give you the power to outperform. High-capacity batteries that let you do more with every charge, all with the portability and ease of the PowerShare platform. Unlock the full potential of gas-like power to get your job done better and faster than ever before. With Works, you can do more with every charge. Ready to level up your tool game? Check out the full lineup of outdoor power equipment and power tools today, only at Works.
I love it when people say that something's impossible. I see that as a challenge.
Today, let's paint with Bear Dynasty so that you can be proud of your walls.
Go ahead, throw your wine on it. What? It's also scuff resistant.
Bear Dynasty, the best of Bear. Exclusively at the Home Depot.
ACC football is brought to you by your local Ford dealer. The Works Nitro, available at worksnitro.com. And Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Cool off and enjoy some college football here at Miami Gardens. I mean, what an incredible run for a touchdown by Riley Leonard.
Made in the shade on that Kane sidelines right now anyway, but the Duke Blue Devils staying hot. 2 scores off of 2 turnovers. And Riley Leonard just finding a way. The Miami defense has been fantastic in bringing down these Duke receivers on the outside, and they've done a really good job of keeping Riley Leonard in check. But just enough grit to cross the goal line and to score off of those turnovers. So key. It's one thing to go out there and get a turnover, but if you punt it away 3 plays later, what's it really doing for you? Points off of turnovers. Complimentary football so far in this one.
All of our points scored off of turnovers. Keyshawn Smith on the return. Penalty marker thrown. In fact, there's 2 of them as he was out near the 40.
Gosh, Smith limping again.
During the return, holding by the return team, number 9. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
So Miami offense back on the field, trailing 14-7. 2 rushing touchdowns from Riley Leonard. He's got 7 on the season now. We'll see if the Canes can respond. The other number 9 at the controls, Tyler Van Dyke, 6'4", 225 pounds, and a sophomore from Glastonbury, Connecticut, out of Suffield Academy in Connecticut. So far today, the touchdown pass, 7 yards to Colby Young, who has a TD grab in his last 3 games now. incomplete. Off the hands of Jaleel Skinner.
Just take a deep breath, Miami. Clean things up. Talked about that key off the top. Miami Vice. Hey, let's clean up Miami. Trying to make Miami cleaner and better. That's penalties. Here you start one on this special teams kick return with the holding call going the other way. The fumbles obviously is not clean football that Mario Cristobal wants. And a couple drops already. Drops right into the hands of these receivers.
Van Dyke. A brittle pocket. He has to get out of there. Throw on the run. That was dangerous. Knocked to the turf, incomplete. Dorian Mausi was defending. The pass was intended for Will Mallory, the tight end.
Very dangerous pass, Tom. And, you know, but he's got his guys. He's got his security blanket back in Mallory, and he's got a new one in Colby Young. But still, you got to be careful, and you can't turn it over again this end of the field. 3rd and long.
Pressure from Duke. Here comes the blitz. And the second wave gets Tyler Van Dyke. Brandon Johnson coming in for the sack. Shaka Hayward with pressure as well.
Well, Shaka Hayward gets the Toro, goes right over the top, and fortunately for Duke, somebody there waiting on Van Dyke. Coach Smith, defensive coordinator, brings the house. Brandon Johnson cleans it up. And that's a big 3 and out. Might as well be a turnover for this Duke Blue Devil defense. Nice series there, and they look to get the ball in Miami territory to start again after this punt.
From his own end zone for Lou Headley. Higgins lets it bounce near the 50. And the ball will rest at the 45. So the Blue Devils with that blitz on 3rd down. Tyler Van Dyke getting the football right back with excellent field position and leading by 7.
Anna, can you count to 5 without saying 1 or 3?
Sure. 2, 4, 5.
That's right. Our big story is the 2 for $5 breakfast deal at Hardee's.
You got me.
I know, I did.
Bite into our made-from-scratch biscuits today.
What is this? Well, some of the members like to relive their winning celebrations in slow motion. Want to try?
Yeah.
Amazing! New scratch-offs mean new winners. This month's tickets are packed with $130 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits.
Hands. You might think they're just for waving, but they can be used for all kinds of things, like making made-from-scratch biscuits at Hardee's.
Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's.
CMAX presents The Cycle of Savings. It all starts with a proprietary formula that is scientifically proven to soak into engine metal and reduce carbon buildup, increasing fuel mileage, extending engine life, and saving you money with every mile. So that cycle of savings we talked about really adds up over a lifetime. Subscribe. Save. ZMAX. Buy or subscribe today at ZMAX.com. Pour, save, repeat.
Sometimes you'll get it. Sometimes you won't. Sometimes you'll wind up head over heels. You gotta trust your gut. As long as you keep going, it's all good. Because it's all one big glorious ride. And being a passenger is not an option. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Next Saturday, we'll follow the Miami Hurricanes north to Charlottesville for a battle with Virginia. Cavalier quarterback Brennan Armstrong leading the Wahoo offense against the hard pursuit Miami sack attack D. So buckle up for a late October Coastal Division clash. Miami, Virginia, 12:30 Eastern. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. That is next Saturday. We are going to Charlottesville after Virginia got a win against Georgia Tech on Thursday. So that's our next game coming up. Leonard standing tall there and delivering to Higgins.
Incomplete, though, I think. But first things first. How about this game? Second half. not much going on offensively for Brennan Armstrong or Zach Gibson at that point. Hopefully Jeff Sims can get healthy. There for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. 8 quarterback sacks by that Virginia defense. We just saw Tyler Van Dyke sacked once here by Duke.
First ACC win for first-year head coach Tony Elliott, coming over from Clemson. That pass at midfield is broken up. Tyreek Stevenson knocked it away from Eli Pancol. Third down from the 45 of Duke.
Stevenson is good. Just a junior out of Miami Southridge. He started by going up to play for Kirby Smart up at Georgia, transferring back down. He's been banged up a little bit, but when he's healthy, when you've got 4 guys that you can rush the quarterback with and you don't have to involve a lot of other pieces, and then you've got a guy like Stevenson where he can take away half of the field because he's such a good cover guy, oh, you can really mix it up as a coordinator. Let's see what they got here on 3rd and long.
2 for 4 so far on 3rd down for Duke. Leonard looking left all the way, floats it into double coverage and incomplete. Jordan Moore, the intended receiver, 2 green shirts around him, and that's 7 straight incompletions from Riley Leonard, 4th down.
Yeah, nice job in coverage and just throwing it out there. Lucky it didn't end up in the hands of the Miami Hurricane. Cristobal's troops, Kevin Steele, Charlie Strong, co-defensive coordinators, getting them out there for 3 plays and getting them right off the field after the 3 and out for their offense.
Porter Wilson, the punt. It's a fair catch just beyond the 20 by Jacoby George, wearing number 39. And now he'll go change uniform. While he does that, we'll get a message from Green Machine.
With our 62-volt battery-powered blower in your hands, you are a machine. So power the machine with Green Machine. Available online at HomeDepot.com.
This is the 20th all-time meeting between the programs. Miami has a 15-4 lead and leads 6-2 here at Miami Gardens. There's Jacoby George, number 15. Quick change. Miami's won 2 in a row in the series, 6 of the last 8. Canes won 4 in a row from 2014 to 2017. Mario Cristobal, first year on the sidelines, won a couple of national championships. Late 80s, early 90s in a Miami uniform on the offensive line for the Canes. That's Knighton on the rush. Only a yard. Cam Dillon on the tackle for Duke. Van Dyke threw a touchdown pass in the first quarter, 7 yards to Colby Young, who was wide open in the end zone. That was the 10th TD pass of the season for Tyler Van Dyke. That one past the 25-yard line to Jacoby George. The official went down as well. Hopefully he's okay. Appears to be all right. Shaka Hayward on the tackle.
Duke only brings 3 guys on that one. Official taking a little bit of a hit.
Umpire Mark Wilson in the middle of that tackle. Put him in the box score.
He's the leading tackler of the officials here today.
0 for 3 on 3rd down in the game for Miami. It's been a strength this season. 46%, 4th in the ACC. Trying to convert here. Pressure from the backside. He goes down again. The ball bounces out. Duke trying to fall on it. Brandon Johnson on the cover, and the pressure came from the blind side, and Van Dyke is still on the turf. Remember, Duke called the blitz on the previous 3rd down play, James. It was successful, and this time they forced Van Dyke to lose the handle, and he's still down.
Coming off the same edge as last time, and again, there's 2 waves. I'm not sure the fumble will stand. Regardless, 2 big stops by the defense, and hoping that Tyler Van Dyke is okay. We'll check on him, of course, when we return. But this Duke defense, back-to-back 3rd down stops, getting off the field, forcing a punt, and still with a 7-point lead here in Miami.
look around.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine.
When it comes to your yard, you are a machine programmed to prevail and on a mission to upgrade your lawn game. So it's time to power the machine with Green Machine. Available exclusively online at HomeDepot.com.
Saturday, it's the ACC football live from the Commonwealth. As a surging Canes storm into Scott Stadium to take on the Cavaliers.
Are you kidding me?
One thing is for sure, Miami has its eyes on a possible bowl game.
My goodness!
But needs to stay hot
It is caught
for a shot.
Touchdown!
Miami, UVA, Saturday on Bally Sports South, presented by your local Ford dealer.
So here's that previous play. Tyler Van Dyke felt pressure from the backside from Darius Joyner and Cam Dillon. They were chasing him, brought him to the turf. It is clearly a fumble. The ball is out before the knee comes down, but the weight of both of those players, and you could see right away, James, Tyler Van Dyke favoring the right shoulder and grabbing for it, and then covered by Duke. That was number 30, Brandon Johnson.
Yeah, just overloading that backside. Here's a look at Van Dyke. Injuries. You know, in all of college football, you get this late in the season, and offensively especially for Mario Cristobal's team. All along the offensive line, Elijah Arroyo out for the season. Outstanding tight end. Will Mallory had to leave the game last week. Restrepo and Redding. Keyshawn Smith limping around a little bit. Gonna have to have some backups, make some plays here.
This is Waters. So Duke is 2 for 2 in the red zone with touchdown runs from Riley Leonard, both in this quarter. Kinchin's on the tackle. I mean, James, if it's already worked twice. Runs of 9 and 5 yards for touchdowns by Riley Leonard.
Well, you better believe they've got their eyes on the quarterback right here, but in doing so, if you spy him at all, you're taking off your coverage. How about Waters? Just the feistiness of this Duke team and their quarterback. Not settling for 3 the last 2 trips down there. 3 big turnovers. It's really what propelled them early in this season. Last year, they were worse than the ACC in turnover margin. Just a couple weeks ago, they were number 1 in the league, still up there at the top. Looking pretty good so far here today. They forced 3. Let's see if they get points off of 3.
Leonard. Not this time. He was spun down. He jumped back up, but he was spun down. Caleb Johnson got in the backfield from Miami. And so it appears that the Canes have stopped him on 3rd down.
Well, they bring too many. Gosh, I don't know. Smart by that angle. It didn't look like a knee. Oh, okay, he's down right there. Good call.
Right knee was down. Spun down by Caleb Johnson.
Didn't give him a chance to even think about it there. Immediately, there in his lap, Caleb Johnson.
Polino with his first collegiate attempt. And it is good from 28 yards away. So Duke now 3 for 3 in the red zone with a couple of touchdowns, and the Polino field goal, his first of his career for the freshman from Cornelius, North Carolina. 17-7 now. The Duke lead after Miami scored in its first possession of the game. Touchdown pass. Coming up at halftime, we are driven with first-year Miami head coach Mario Cristobal. We get some insight and talk about his Miami roots as well. We'll go around the ACC. 5 games on the slate and highlights and stats from our game. And right now, Mario Cristobal's team, they did throw the first punch, James Bates, but Duke has returned the favor in the form of 3 fumble recoveries.
Yeah, they really looked like they were going to have a big day moving the football early on in this game. Van Dyke was clicking, moving the football around, distributing it with Parrish back, a little bit of a spark in the run game. But you've got to take care of that football first and foremost. 3 turnovers will give you a first half score that looks like this, down 17-7.
Parrish leads the way rushing with 5 carries, 36 yards. This is Keyshawn Smith. Takes a tumble out beyond the 20-yard line. 6:48, and now the big question is Tyler Van Dyke in the middle of that huddle. He went down in the last possession as he was sacked, and it's going to be the backup quarterback Jake Garcia, the redshirt freshman, Whittier, California, coming out for Miami. Again, Van Dyke went down on the sack by Duke on the previous possession.
A little bit of experience for Garcia. First game he played some mop-up, went 9 for 9, but in that Middle Tennessee game in the loss, he came in the 3rd quarter and really provided a bit of a spark. I mean, Van Dyke was struggling, so yes, it's a drop-off when you talk about one of the best in the ACC and Tyler Van Dyke, but here's a guy that can use his legs, change things up a little bit for Josh Gaddis calling these ball plays. Can run it a little bit and can throw it around. 6'3", 200-pounder from Whittier, California.
Appearing in his 4th game this season, as James mentioned. 28 attempts, 19 completions. That's a good guy to throw it to, Colby Young. Garcia has not thrown a touchdown pass so far this season. It'll be 3rd and short for Miami, and the clock continues to roll. We're inside of 6 minutes to go in our 2nd quarter.
Nothing changes with the game plan here, especially with a backup quarterback in. Make them earn it. Make them march down the field without turning it over.
Trying to get their first 3rd down conversion of the game, and that's enough. It appeared as if the officials are making the indication for the sticks to move, and now they're moving. Top of the screen.
Look up front. Hard running Parrish. Putting his head down and moving those chains.
Vincent Anthony Jr. made the tackle not before Coach Cristobal's team has its first 3rd down conversion of the game. First down from its own 32, and Garcia. Pass batted. Deflected to the natural grass surface. Jamian Franklin, number 55, up in the grill of Garcia. And now Jonathan Dennis is down. And now Miami, while they're looking at the player that's down, Duke takes it back into the end zone. One of the officials signaled touchdown.
There was never a whistle. The officials let him play it out again. But just like earlier, where we saw one with Miami and thought maybe it was a backwards.
Rolling on the field is an incomplete forward pass.
Okay.
2nd down.
Bates, I need some help over here, buddy. I mean,
they just let it play out like they did earlier. It was an incomplete pass as well. That's nothing but an incomplete pass.
Clearly.
Well, he was throwing it forward and it was batted down, so it wasn't like he was throwing it behind. And,
right, I'm with you 100%.
Here with Miami, Jonathan Dennis is, he's the backup to Ja'Kai Clark. You've got, Zion Nelson already out.
So Dennis came in last week against Virginia Tech, did a credible job at the center position in for Clark. And now he's the player being attended to.
And this is one where, unfortunately, you could tell he was in a lot of pain and upset when it first happened. He threw his helmet off, upset and frustrated. So hopefully he's okay. A guy from South Florida went up to Oregon to start his career right there in the middle, number 56. And, you know, he just kind of buckled back on it. Garcia sees that he's hurt. He transferred back down here to follow Mario Cristobal when he came back from Oregon. So hopefully Jonathan Dennis is okay.
Yeah, a lot of confusion on that previous play, which looked simple enough. Unfortunately, Dennis near that medical tent for potential further evaluation. Up past the 40 on the swing pass. High percentage toss. Garcia to George. Inside of 5 minutes to go now in the second quarter, James.
This is all George right here. Get the ball in your hands and get me what you can. Get it right now. Get going north and south. Does a fantastic job of turning on the Jets and splitting that defense. Could have been a 3rd and long. Instead, thanks to George, it's a 3rd and short for Jake Garcia.
Garcia looked like a broken play. I don't know if it was a design run, James, but Aeneas Peebles was not fooled.
Initially, an option look, and Duke doing a good job of defending that. And you know what? It's a smart play by Jake Garcia. The quarterback is covered. The pitch is covered as well. And Garcia, not quite as smooth as George on that last play, but hey, I'm going to put my head down and see if I can get a couple. But backside, you had a couple Blue Devils waiting on it. Nice job by Rob Smith's defense there to get off the field one more time.
29-year-old Lou Headley from Australia with the punt down to the 15. Headley, a 2-time All-ACC selection. Samir Hagens, the fair catch. Canes fans, as much as they like Lou Headley, have probably seen enough of him so far in the first half. The offensive traction was there on that first drive, and there has been very little continuity since. And when you turn it over 3 times as well, and it results in all of the points on the board for Duke, Miami staring some issues in the face here in the first half. And trailing 17-7 to Mike Elko and the visiting Blue Devils, who won in their last visit to Miami Gardens back in 2018. It was a 20-12 win, the first win at Miami since 1976 for Duke. That was the first meeting between the teams in the series. This the 20th edition. Terry Moore on the run. So essentially, Miami's lost its starting quarterback and backup center in this first half. Riley Leonard has a couple of rushing touchdowns for the Blue Devils. 9 and 5 yards both in this quarter. 7 rushing touchdowns on the season for number 13 in Duke Blue. Moore makes a cut in the neighborhood of the 20-yard line. Darrell Jackson Jr., the sophomore, has the tackle, number 6 in green and orange.
Darrell Jackson's good. You know, we've talked up Hakeem Mesidor a lot in the last couple of weeks, and justifiably so. But the transfer from Maryland, Darrell Jackson there in the middle, out of Havana, Florida. Not little Havana either, way up by Tallahassee. Small town outside of Tallahassee, forcing this 3rd down.
Those edges will bend. Leonard escapes the pocket, got tripped up near the 25. He needed the 26. That was the line to gain. He got 5 yards on the run. Ogude tripped him up short of the first down marker. And it looks like the Canes are going to use a timeout here.
He got pretty close, and had he been down on that goal line, he probably would have stretched it across, but that doesn't work in the middle of the field. Close enough to make it interesting, and a nice job by Miami to collapse down and stop him short of that first down marker.
James, how about the hustle by Ogude to get back into that play and trip up Riley Leonard a yard short of the first down marker? That is hustle. That's determination. That's what you're looking for.
Absolutely. That's a great point. Look at that. Oh, there's a little, look at that little Duke He's got a Duke Blue Devil hat right there on his shoulder.
The president of the James Bates fan club in attendance.
No, I'm a Gator. He's got the Gator up there and the Seminole. He's got a lot of accessories there. So this is a time when they need Porter Wilson to boom one, flip it.
George backtracking, 25-yard line. Avoids 1 and 2 men. Considering a fine return up past the 35. By the way, the Noles are in town November 5th here at Hard Rock Stadium.
That'll be a fun one. Noles have lost a couple here as of late.
They have.
Miami trying to build back up. They got off that 3-game losing streak, but shoot, it doesn't matter when you've got the Noles and the Canes, and especially when you got a little bit of feel-good coming back to both of those programs. Both of them heading in the right direction. I think that you don't have to be a Nole fan or a Cane fan to agree that love them or hate them. It's fun for college football when the Canes and the Noles are in the gossip.
Garcia remains in the game for Miami. They'll run it up the middle to the 40-yard line. 4 yards for Knighton as we go down to Riley Ballard.
Tom, I've got an update on quarterback Tyler Van Dyke. He is with an upper body injury, considered doubtful to return. Doubtful to return with that upper body injury.
Riley, thank you. He was certainly favoring the right shoulder on the way off the field. Upper body injury is the word from Miami sideline. By the way, prior to this drive, last 4 drives for Miami, James, 18 plays, 28 total yards, 2 turnovers, resulting in 10 points for Duke.
Yeah, not to mention the turnover on the kickoff return. So 3 fumbles and unable to move the sticks right here. And we'll hold off for the substitution as we near 1 minute for this 3rd down and 1 now.
Submarining into the line for Jalen Knighton. He needed to get to the 46. The official is signaling that that's a first down.
Yeah, they're at the Hard Rock. They're booing them. You've got your backup quarterback in there. The 1 timeout left. You know, the worst thing they could possibly do is turn this football over by trying to press too hard. They will get the football to start the second half, and here they'll go to the air.
Garcia's pass complete. Duke side of the 50. Khalil Brantley, number 18, the redshirt freshman. 1 timeout for the Canes. It'll be 2nd and short from the Duke 46. 8 yards on the last play to Brantley. 50 seconds on the game clock. Miami scored on its first possession of the game. And that's it. Garcia right side. Open man complete. Frank Ladson Jr. fighting his way near the 35-yard line with Brandon Johnson. He had a touchdown catch a week ago for his head coach Mario Cristobal for Ladson Jr. 11 yards on the play. Sebastian the Ibis trying to get this crowd moving.
We've got to get over it and ready to go. Still with the 1 timeout. The clock's ticking down to 30 now.
From the 35-yard line of Duke, Garcia is in for Van Dyke. Flips it complete. Will Mallory. Flag came out as Mallory made the catch. They spotted inside the 30. We've got to sort out the penalty marker with Riley Johnson, our referee.
Offside. Defense. Number 19. 5-yard penalty. First down.
You see there on the end, lined up with his hat across the line. So helping out Miami on this drive. 25 seconds left. 1 timeout. Jake Garcia, the new quarterback in there, the freshman. Riley Ballard just told you that doesn't look like we'll see Van Dyke again in this football game.
Miami has outgained Duke in this game. 149 yards on offense for Miami. 111 for Duke.
2 for 2 on the drive when he came in against MTSU earlier this season. Provided a spark halfway through the 3rd quarter. Scored right away. Hoping to get 7 here, Garcia.
He's pressured. Trying to get away, and he can't. Brandon Johnson blitzing in. How about defensive coordinator Rob Smith on the Duke side of the field, James? He has dialed up some critical blitzes.
No, he absolutely has, Tom. And the thing is, and how about Brandon Johnson going after that football? Great job by Garcia not to cough it up. As these guys are like sharks in the water down here in South Florida, smelling a little bit of blood and going after that pigskin. But you're right. The problem was early is when they didn't blitz, they weren't getting anywhere near Tyler Van Dyke, and he had all the time in the world. But when they've decided to blitz, they've done it right, and they've come from all angles, and it's really confused this front by Miami. And lucky they didn't have another turnover right there. They will use that final timeout. 18 seconds now. Remember, they will get the ball to start the second half, but they would love to go into this halftime locker room with a little bit of momentum after losing it in a big way for most of this first half. At least trying to get a field goal attempt in 3 points.
3 sacks in the game for Duke. Garcia at the 18. Jalen Stinson with the interception. Turnover number 4 in the first half for the Canes.
Nice job here by Stinson, reading the quarterback the whole way, and it looked like two guys not on the same page. And again, you got to think, how many first-team reps is Garcia getting in that situation when it's the Tyler Van Dyke show, and you're hoping you can keep him healthy? Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and Duke will down this one and take it into the halftime locker room, feeling pretty good about a 10-point lead.
3rd interception of the season for Duke. If you told Miami you would hold Duke to 93 total yards in the first half, you would think that Coach Cristobal would feel pretty good about that. Not the case. 4 turnovers, and all of the Duke points coming off of turnovers in the first half. 17-7 as the team.
What a great question that is too, Wiley. Coming into this game, it was gosh, wouldn't it be nice if we could incorporate that run game a little bit, even with the banged up offensive line. We've got Henry Parrish back. Let's try to get a little bit of the run game going. And now they really need to be able to have some balance and help out a young quarterback in Jake Garcia. They'll get the ball first.
Keyshawn Smith on the return, 25-yard line, and toppled just beyond it. 141 total yards of offense for Miami in that first half. Just 26 yards on the ground and 19 attempts. So we'll see what sort of playbook they throw at this Duke defense. Duke did not light the world on fire in the first half as well, James. 110 total yards for the Blue Devils. Nowhere to go but up for both of these teams here in the second half in a critical Coastal Division game. I mean, Duke pretty much has to have it. And Miami currently 1-1 in conference play and 3-3 overall. There is no gain on that first play.
Running right into the heart of that defense, Dwayne Carter and company, and there you see the first half possessions. A young touchdown reception from Van Dyke after the turnover forced by James Williams. Not very pretty after that.
Garcia on the sideline, over the shoulder catch. Colby Young broke a tackle, and he's going to the end zone. Touchdown Miami, 72 yards.
What do you know? TVD, not the only one that can drop it in the bucket. A beautifully thrown football by Jake Garcia. in a Duke defense that had done a great job of keeping Miami in front of them and not giving up the big plays in the first half. Right away, right out the gate here in the second half, they give up a great big play, and it was decent coverage. There, Garcia, a little bit of pressure in his face. Joshua Pickett right there had to be thrown to the sidelines, and a nice job by these Miami receivers a couple times in the last few weeks of giving themselves enough space to work to that sideline. Colby Young here lining up his alignment to where Garcia can put that ball over there and give him some room where he can actually fade away from the defender. Look at Jake Garcia. You think he isn't excited? Big time touchdown pass.
Officially 71 yards on the connection. Garcia to Colby Young, who's got his second touchdown catch. It's time for our 5-star drive summary, brought to you by Yellowwood.
And it didn't take that long, did it? One run play, they didn't get much there with Rooster. And the second play, 71 yards, just 45 seconds eaten up in that second half clock. And Jake Garcia, who mentioned earlier in the loss to Middle Tennessee, gave him a little bit of fire, went 2 for 2 on a nice drive where they scored a touchdown. And they're having a tough time doing that with anybody else. He's got him right back in this football game, and second half could be even a little bit more interesting than we thought just moments ago.
So we'll see how Duke answers the 71-yard pass play. It is the longest play from scrimmage for Miami this year, and the first touchdown pass thrown by Garcia this season. In for the injured Tyler Van Dyke. Second play from scrimmage on that first offensive possession of the second half for the U, and it's 17-14. Little play fake from Leonard over the middle. The ball came out. Is it covered by Miami? DJ Ivey. Pankow had it and lost it. Miami football.
Same way this Blue Devil offense started the game, they start the second half. Coming down with the football.
On the field is a catch fumble. That play is under further review.
It was Ivy, James. He made the first move on it, then covered it. So they're taking a look. Yep.
They'll take a hard look at it, too, because he's got to make that football move with the ball under control. Could be interesting. Right now, it's cane ball anyway.
I'm having one of those days where everything feels good. I'm feeling better than the weather suggested I could.
When you need to find a new roommate, there's a RAV for that. Lease a new 2022 Toyota RAV4 LE for just $299 a month for 36 months. Toyota, let's go places.
CMAX presents The Cycle of Savings. It all starts with a proprietary formula that is scientifically proven to soak into engine metal and reduce carbon buildup, increasing fuel mileage, extending engine life, and saving you money with every mile. So that cycle of savings we talked about really adds up over a lifetime. Subscribe. Save. ZMAX. Buy or subscribe today at ZMAX.com. Or save, repeat.
Now, there are even more reasons to celebrate with Spectrum Mobile, because you can get our best deal yet. Unlimited talk, text, and data on your first line and every line for just $29.99 a line. Call 833-261-2999. Switch and save up to 60% on your mobile bill. Now that's worth celebrating. Plus, enjoy nationwide 5G and the most reliable service coast to coast. Get Spectrum Mobile with unlimited for $29.99 a line. Call 833-261-2999. With Spectrum Mobile, your options are truly unlimited. And that includes no contracts, no added taxes, and no hidden fees. Choose from a variety of the latest phones or bring your own. Join the nation's fastest growing mobile provider and get our best deal on mobile. Unlimited talk, text, and data for just $29.99, all with no contracts, no added taxes, and no hidden fees. Call 833-261-2999. Click SpectrumMobile.com or visit a Spectrum store near you.
Miami, UVA, Saturday on Bally Sports South.
So the receiver is Eli Pankole. DJ Ivy is number 8 for the Canes. Watch him make the play.
So they're saying possession with a football move. DJ Ivy not only rips it away, but pops up off of the turf and back on to the football. Good hustle play by Ivy. And there's the reaction from the head man. And just like that, bumping that fist because his Canes have a chance to retake the lead.
From the 39 of Duke, Garcia wants to go deep again. Too far. Frank Ladson Jr. was on the sideline fighting with Chandler Rivers. His last pass went for 71 yards to Colby Young for a touchdown for Miami. First TD pass thrown by Garcia this season. He's in for TVD, upper body injury, doubtful to return.
And don't be surprised if we get to some certain must-run situations to see Ja'Cory Brown in there, who early in the game you saw they had a package in for him. He's been really good in short yardage situations. There's a 2nd and 10 now.
Jalen Knighton.
Good hard running by Jalen Knighton, sophomore from Deerfield Beach High School.
Third and 5 for the Canes. 2 for 7 in the game on 3rd down.
Hayward looked like he was coming there. Look to the sidelines to change it up a little bit. Here comes the blitz.
Deep drop over the middle. It's caught. Will Mallory makes a move at the 5. Dives into the end zone for Miami.
Great job by Josh Gaddis. Mario Cristobal's offensive staff get it cleaned up a little bit. In the first half, when Duke blitzed, they got there. If you're going to bring bodies, you better get there or at least pressure that quarterback. Not enough pressure this time on Jake Garcia. The blitz is picked up, and oh, by the way, Will Mallory's back, and he knows what to do when he gets his hands on the football. Hit those brakes and get into the paint. Touchdown, Miami, and the Canes are back on top early in the second half here in Miami Gardens.
Mr. Wolf, you're all set. Complete perimeter protection installed and monitored 24/7.
No matter who you root for, we can all identify with the best in smart home security. Get a Video Doorbell Pro and an outdoor camera with Perimeter Alert for free during our fall savings event. CPI Security. Identify yourself.
When it comes to your yard, you are a machine programmed to prevail and on a mission to upgrade your lawn game. So it's time to power the machine with Green Machine. Available exclusively online at HomeDepot.com.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine.
The new All-American Beefy Crunch at Jimmy John's. It's roast beef topped with American cheese, crispy onion strings, and Thousand Island. Is it bad to be obsessed with a sandwich? I'm asking for a friend. Grab one today at Jimmy John's for a limited time.
You know why I love Halloween?
Why?
People give me Kit Kats for free.
Son, you're 8. All your Kit Kats are free.
Happy Halloween! Have a break, have a Kit Kat.
Bally Sports South, the network of your favorite teams.
Well, he may be young, but the Californian is tough. He's built tough, and it's brought to you by Wrangler. Jake Garcia coming in for Van Dyke. Starting the second half, it's a 71-yard touchdown throw to Colby Young, dancing all the way down into the sunshine. Then, after the turnover, right back at it on a third down, gets it to Mallory, a first down and a whole lot more. And Miami back on top. He's got that strut down, that's for sure. Built forward tough. Jake Garcia, the freshman quarterback, stepping in for the injured TVD.
34 yards. For the veteran tight end Will Mallory from Jacksonville, Florida. What a turn of events. In the last minute and 54 seconds, Miami has harvested 14 points. The last drive was 3 plays. The previous was 2 plays. And the 34-yard touchdown pass, Jake Garcia, his second of the third quarter. Stinson. Just beyond the 20-yard line for Stinson on the return. Dangerous kick return man does have 2 kick return touchdowns to his credit, both last season. Had one against Miami last year, 94 yards. Was the only touchdown for Duke in that game. By the way, James, the Blue Devils, the first 7 games, hadn't lost a fumble. They've lost 2 today.
Boston, so big after that touchdown. You give up a bit of that momentum. You feel like right now they gave it all away. Hard Rock feeling pretty good about their canes right now. It's a big drive.
Leonard, the clock runs out, and he goes down. Darrell Jackson Jr.
Yeah, this is where Riley Leonard usually excels. He knows it's not there. He's got to get out of there. But Darrell Jackson is already in his face. And the big 300-pounder, the sophomore from Havana, Florida, drops him. A loss of about 4.
See Miami, one of the top sacking teams in the conference, second at 3.5 per game. They've got 3 so far in this game. The pass by Leonard is incomplete. Looking for Nicky Dalmolin, Corey Flack Jr. on the coverage. We've seen that young man before.
Again, getting mixed up there in those crossers.
Mark Wilson, the umpire.
It's part of the field, and it's unfortunate, but you got to think that Dalmolin may have a chance to put his hands on that one and make it a little bit easier on third down. Can't afford to turn the football over again right here. You got to be safe and smart with it.
3rd and 13 for number 13. Extending the play. That's complete. Jordan Waters. And he's up near the 38-yard line. Duke converts on 3rd down. James Williams had to make the tackle of Waters, and they got 20.
Oh, and so big. Boy, did they ever need that after all of the juice in the building was on the side of Miami, and they only converted 2 third downs the whole first half. This one, the biggest one yet. The Duke sidelines over in that full sunlight, whereas Miami's been in shade the whole afternoon. Defense needs a little bit of a breather.
Leonard flips it out to the right, and Robertson.
One thing, Tom, that shouldn't surprise anybody that has watched a little bit of Duke football here this season is just when you think a team's going to explode a little bit, shoot, here we go again. Now they're back on top. We had our chance. It has not happened in the 3 losses this year for Duke. They have fought down twice in the 4th quarter, 14 points, come charging back to make it a game. They won't give up, but they've got a tough defense they're going up against right here.
Jaquez Moore on the carry for Duke. He's up past the 45-yard line. Mike Elko's team went right down to the final seconds for the victory bell last week at home against North Carolina, losing 38-35. Drake May with a touchdown pass. The game-winning points with 16 seconds left in that one.
Well, even back 2 games ago, the Georgia Tech game, we had the call on that game, and it looked like it was pretty much over there at homecoming, but they found a way to come back, big punt return, and got in it. Speaking of big, here's a 3rd down and short now. Where's Riley Leonard? Keep your eyes on the quarterback. Don't let him hurt you.
Jaquez Moore. And Moore. Looks like he has enough.
Nice job by Moore to just find a way to cross that line. Goes down low. They've got stalemate. Bunch of bodies standing around. Plunges down and move those chains. Fresh set it down. 2nd, 3rd down conversion on this drive for the Blue Devils.
Leonard on the run. Plenty of room. He'll slide down at the 40 before 2 Hurricanes converge on him. Kitchens, first one there to force Leonard to the turf.
Nice job by the offensive line and then blocking down the field. And this is a tough one. He gives up that slide. I'm glad they didn't throw a flag right here, because when that quarterback, when they give themselves up and they slide feet first, you've got to pull up. But that's almost impossible to pull up front. So that's a good, keeping the flag in the pocket right there. Let him play football.
13 yards and a first down for Riley Leonard on the rush. Flushed from the pocket. Flag comes out. He turns the corner and steps out of bounds at about the 32.
Holding. Offense number 20. 10-yard penalty. First down.
I was wondering. It took a little while for that flag to come, but Jaquez Moore. Moore's a running back right there, and he takes on the blitzer, and he forces him inside, but it's a blitzer that's already by him into Corey Couch, and so he knew he gets that corner turned, he's going to go run down his quarterback, and that's all that Jaquez Moore could do. So Couch gets him with the speed, and they'll take it back the other direction. 4 penalties now for the Blue Devils and just 2 for the Hurricanes, who only had 3 in the loss to UNC, but 17 in the win last weekend.
Leonard's pass is complete, 45-yard line. Tripped up past that 40 is Jordan Moore, the sophomore from Sykesville, Maryland.
Nice job by DJ Ivey. This could have been another big pickup. Just enough to drop him because a whole lot of space outside for Jordan Moore. But a nice pickup, though, make it a 2nd down and 9 here.
11 yards on the play to Moore. Riley Leonard was the leading rusher last week against North Carolina, 130 yards on the ground. Most of that on a 74-yard touchdown run in the 2nd quarter against the Tar Heels for the new quarterback. This time he'll throw. A lot of contact on that far sideline between Pankel and Ivy.
Pankel, Einhorn. They're fighting over there, hand fighting, both of them going at it. Again, I like the no call, trying to throw it back shoulder. Let him play another down. 3rd down and long. We'll make some noise here on this big 3rd down.
Leonard feels the pressure, steps up, throws incomplete. Looking for Robertson. Al Blades Jr. knocked it away. 4th down, Duke.
Leonard, just enough escapability to step up and get that football off. Here's a name looks familiar. That's right, Al Blades Jr. doing a good job of trailing the receiver, crossing underneath right there, and knocking it away. And Riley Leonard and the offense remain out there on this 4th down and 9. Canes have gone for it a couple times in short yardage, but nothing like this.
First time Duke goes for it on 4th down. 7 of 13 on the season. 4th down situation. Leonard with the time over the middle. He's got an open man at the 20. Eli Panko makes the catch, and Duke converts on 4th down.
Wow, tough catch over the middle. And defensively, you got to have something there underneath to at least make the throw interesting. Nobody underneath. Riley Leonard able to just throw a bullet right there. Linebackers all up in that line. Nobody dropping into that zone. And that's the easiest throw for a quarterback to make, is right over the middle. Panko being looked at over on the sidelines, but the damage is done to this Cane defense as they'll move those chains into the CPI red zone.
21 yards in the previous play in the pass to Panko. Terry Moore. Tackled near the 15-yard line. Once again, the Blue Devils inside the red zone, brought to you by CPI Security, as James mentioned.
Well, and as you've mentioned a couple times here, Tom, those 17 points have all come off of the turnovers, have all come on the short field. I wasn't sure Duke was going to be able to drive at the length. This is an impressive drive right here to answer and try to regain the momentum.
3 for 4 in the red zone for the Blue Devils. Shoved out of bounds was Jordan Moore. Gilbert Frierson. That's number 3 on the play. See those big play boards, James, on the sidelines there?
Yeah.
You get like the Celtics on there and the Sacramento Kings, all professional logos. Interesting.
The Brownies.
I wonder if the Dolphins and Steelers were on there. They'll be playing tomorrow right here.
Yep.
Leonard looks one way. Up the middle. Stumbles down 5-yard line. We'll mark him just short of the 5. That is a first down. James Williams on the tackle. So first and goal for Duke. And that was the 14th play of this time-consuming drive.
And that was the 3rd huge run at this end of the field for that quarterback right there, Riley Leonard.
3 for 3 on 3rd down.
There are the
all right.
There you go.
Well, Duke is on there. That's good. Lakers,
they need a Dolphins honoring the 72 undefeated team for tomorrow night.
Leonard edges bend, throws it to the goal line, stepping in, and touchdown. There is a flag. Flag was thrown. Samir Higgins is in the end zone. Penalty marker.
It might be a pick.
Offensive pass interference, number 1. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So the touchdown negated by the penalty.
There you go. Robertson, the guilty party. Gosh, he ran through 2 defenders. I think it's Ivy there that's tailing at the end, coming off the line. A little bit of a collision. Yeah, he makes an effort and goes out of his path to go put a shoulder into the trailing DJ Ivy. So now it's first and goal from the 20-yard line instead of 6 points.
Leonard has to back up and throw. Moore down the sideline, fighting his way to the 10. Jaquez Moore, DJ Ivy on the tackle. You've got Jaquez Moore, number 20, and Terry Moore, number 23 in that Duke lineup. And that's Ivy, who's still down. He's doubled over and in some discomfort. DJ Ivy has a fumble recovery in the game.
And he forced that fumble too.
Yeah, stripped it away, covered it. James Williams has the other fumble recovery in that Miami secondary. So they'll attend to DJ Ivy with the Blue Devils knocking on the door.
I love it when people say that something's impossible. I to see that as a challenge.
All right, Mr. Wolf, you're all set. Complete perimeter protection installed and monitored 24/7.
No matter who you root for, we can all identify with the best in smart home security. Get a Video Doorbell Pro and an outdoor camera with Perimeter Alert for free during our fall savings event. CPI Security. Identify yourself.
Skillful technicians and salespeople are in great demand. Earn up to over $100,000 plus benefits with companies awarded Best Companies to Work For. Rest easy knowing you have job security as the U.S. runs on 4 wheels. Step forward as the next generation of service technicians, sales, and other important careers in the automotive industry. Search job postings by making our automotive network your network. Visit NorthCarolinaAutomotiveJobs.com to explore job opportunities within reach.
Miami, UVA, Saturday on Bally Sports South. ACC football is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And CPI Security, home security that protects what matters most.
It's a day at the beach in Miami.
It's an incoming tide right now. Low tide was at 1:30, according to my app.
Wow.
Well, when you live in Florida and you fish.
Did your fishing captain son tell you all that stuff?
Yeah.
That's true, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, good to see Ivy standing up on his own over on the sidelines. Got to keep these Canes healthy. They go down the home stretch. Travel up to Charlottesville, Virginia next Saturday. And here's one more look at it over there on the sidelines, trying to hold off Hagans. And to that right side, I'm guessing a little bit of a burner, a stinger in that shoulder. And it's not fun, but it also goes away. It'll feel better when it stops hurting.
Ball's at the 10-yard line. 5:17 to go in the third. So glad that you're with us for ACC football. Blue Devils trailing 21-17. Leonard inside the 5. It is caught. Trying to barrel his way to the end zone. Dalmolin. And he got pushed off to the side. Boy, he really put up a fight trying to get to that goal line. Nicky Dalmolin, 6'4", 239-pounder. From Cumming, Georgia, the junior.
The hardest hit of the game maybe was his own offensive lineman that sprinted over there. I think it was Graham Barton trying to push him in. Short of the goal line, though. 3rd down and goal. We've been here before. Each time it's ended with Riley Leonard willing his way into the end zone. What do they have here?
On 3rd and goal, trying to stretch it out. It's Waters. He won't get there. Pursued and dropped. Now Blades Jr., Mitchell Agude collaborating on the stop.
Yeah, these defensive linemen can move. Look at Agude. Not only does he turn and run, but he adjusts the angle to meet him right at the 1-yard line and takes his hat off when he gets over there. Great job down on the goal line for Miami to force a 4th down and goal.
Duke's gonna go. Already converting a 4th down on this drive. This is 4th and goal. Ball at the 2. To the goal line, diving in for the touchdown. Yes, Duke is in. Nicky Dalmolin. 2 yards for the Duke tight end. They went for it on 4th down, and they get it. Dalmolin gets in.
Fantastic play call by offensive coordinator Kevin Johns. With a man leading the way, big Graham Barton out there. The little shovel pass to Dalmolin. Barton, or 63 Monk rather, Jacob Monk from his center spot. Just clearing the way, and just enough again for a goal line touchdown and one more lead. It's 24-21 Blue Devils.
Freshman Polino with the extra point. He's in for the injured Charlie Ham as we check out the drive presented by Range Rover Sport.
And what a drive it was. Look at that. 18 plays, 79 yards, almost 10 minutes off of the clock, and some huge third down pickups. And even what looked to be a touchdown down low, but a pick play, a pass interference on the offense, so they had to back up, and it was first and goal from the 20. But they used all 4 downs. Some big third down pickups at the other end of the field, but a huge fourth down conversion for a touchdown and the lead. Riley Leonard to Dalmolin.
So Leonard has 2 rushing touchdowns. That is his 10th passing touchdown of the season as he shoveled it forward to Dalmolin from 2 yards away. Leonard was 8 of 11, 81 yards on that long drive by Duke to reclaim the lead by 3. Going forward on 4th down. That was the 2nd time in the drive they went forward on 4th down. They got it both times, the 2nd time resulting in the touchdown. Back and forth in the second half. Keyshawn Smith. Just beyond the 20-yard line on the return. So, folks, be sure to stick with us after the 3rd quarter for the 4th. Brought to you by CBI Security, starring James Bates. We'll take a look at those standings, which could be changing in the ACC, Bates.
Oh, they'll be changing.
We'll see. We'll see. They're going to change it.
Exactly. One way or another. Even if it's just the win-loss record, right? And how many back?
By the way, we will have these Miami Hurricanes next week as they travel to Charlottesville. Virginia already got a win this week against Georgia Tech. I had that for you at 12:30 Eastern. Last year it was Virginia winning the game 30-28 as Miami missed a late field goal. So that'll be the lineup for next week. Henry Parrish Jr. on the carry. A couple of TD passes in this 3rd quarter by Jake Garcia on in relief of Tyler Van Dyke. Passes of 71 and 34 yards, and both to a burgeoning star, not only in the ACC, but on the college football landscape, the number 88, Colby Young.
Well, and doing it on special teams, on that last play right there, he did a fantastic job of blocking for Parrish outside to help him gain all those yards. So not just the big superstar plays either.
On the edge, Jacoby George. Looks like he's got first down yardage. Greasing those chains, and they are moving for Miami.
Brandon Johnson upset at the end of that play. I don't know if George stepped on him or what, but he was fiery hot when he got up. No flag. Don't see any blood out there, so we're playing on. First down.
Up the middle. Second level, and a move at the 45 from Henry Parrish Jr. and out near the 50. Taken down by Chandler Rivers.
All great backs have great vision, and here it is right here. Cuts on a dime, the athletic ability to be able to cut and to act when you see it. Great job by Parrish. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Nice try.
Deflected up in the air, and Tony Davis tried to send it back into the field of play. Frank Ladson Jr. was the intended receiver for Miami.
That's about all Davis could do. Let's see if it would have counted.
So that was number 1, Darius Joyner, who tried to send it back to a teammate. Darius Joyner, who had 11 tackles in the loss against North Carolina. 1:52 on the game clock, 3rd quarter. That Will Mallory touchdown catch of 34 yards, his first receiving TD of the season.
It's hard to believe.
Garcia in the face of pressure and duress. Over the middle, Jacoby George. So that'll leave him about 2 yards short of the first down.
Yeah, watch the front end of this play. Dwayne Carter delivering the pop to Garcia. Garcia able to deliver that pass, and a great job by Jacoby George to hang on to that football with Blue Devils hanging all over him. 3rd down and short here.
7 yards on the previous play. 3 of 8 on 3rd down for Miami, trailing 24-21 after Duke just went on an 18-play scoring drive. Leonard to Dalmolin to give the Blue Devils a lead. Garcia floats it, and that will end up in the Duke bench area. Jacoby George, the nearest Hurricane. 4th down.
4th and 3. They're keeping Garcia out there.
The way this game is going, James, punch, counter punch.
Yeah, but you know what? One time Duke's been able to drive it the length. I'd make them try to drive it. Just don't jump off sides right here, Blue Devils.
Are they trying to get Duke to jump? 10 seconds on the play clock, 59 seconds game clock. Thought it was smoke and mirrors. It's going to be a pass. And at the 37, Darius Joyner. Joyner's come up with the interception. Either way, it was going to be Duke football. It was Joyner on the play for Duke.
Pressure gets there, and shoot, it might have been R.J. Oben.
That was close. Joyner. Watch Joyner on this interception, James.
Yeah.
See the ball moving around a little bit?
There's a difference of about 8 yards. It was 4th down, so it won't be a huge difference, but they'll set it right there at the 38-yard line. And still, new quarterback in there, and Duke has just one time in this football game shown us that they can take it the length of the field. Other than that, they've needed a little bit of help with the turnovers, and you've got one of the best punters out there in a guy, Lou Headley, that we saw him a couple times last week, can really pin it down there.
They are going to review this. It's my belief that either way, Duke will have the football, James. It just depends on where they get it now. And actually, wouldn't they want it to be ruled incomplete?
Yep. No, absolutely. It gives them a few more yards.
I mean, I know it takes a stat from Darius Joyner as far as interceptions are concerned, but
we've already had his buddy Jalen Stinson with an interception at the end of the first half.
Intercepting Garcia.
This is one that they need to just kind of like hurry it up and make a decision, because it's in the grand scheme of things.
After further review, it's an incomplete pass. The ball will be brought back to the previous spot. Duke football, 1st down.
There you go. So a turnover on downs as opposed to a turnover via the interception. Either way, with a 3-point lead, 53 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Riley Leonard, who went 20 of 31 last week, back to those percentages with accuracy of 65% that Duke fans were used to. Started 5 of 13 today. It went 7 of 10, I believe, on that last touchdown drive, the 19-play drive.
Jaquez Moore breaks a couple of tackles. Moore finally wrestled down at the 25 by Tyreek Stevenson. He's got an extra gear.
Miami in position a couple times this year, especially Middle Tennessee. You've seen them where they haven't been able to wrap up and drop it back, and that's where the big hitter comes out and the big play hurts them. Jaquez Moore hurting him right here. It looked like he was going to be about a no-gainer, maybe a gain of 1 or 2. Instead, it's 31 yards down deep into Miami territory from the former Sewanee High School Bulldog, Live Oak, Florida.
1 second difference. Duke has to run a play. Conservative nature. Down to the 20, Jordan Waters, junior from Fairmont, North Carolina. And that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. An exciting 3rd quarter of play. The Blue Devils have taken the lead. 24-21. Let's go to the 4th. 50 on the pass play. Duke had lost 2 in a row, 3 of its last 4, and if it had any hopes, James, of staying in the Coastal race with a 1-2 ACC record, it had to win today, and it appears that they're about 3 minutes away from that result.